And without further ado, Aging Info Radio and your host, Sue Z. Zawacki.
Welcome to Aging Info Radio for boomers and seniors aging but not growing old. And yes, I am Susie Zawacki, your host. And every week, if you've just tuned in to Aging Info Radio, I invite expert guests on, and they teach us many things about and for our aging journey. And if you prefer to listen to our show on the web, just go to aginginforadio.com and hit the listen button there at the bottom of our homepage where you can stream it live. And after we air, it all goes up on podcast right there on our site. Again, that's aginginforadio.com. Well, we have another beautiful Sunday, and today we're going to talk about eye and ear health with my guest. And there's so many myths around both of these. We're going to try to debunk some of those myths and get to the truth. And I wear readers, and some days it seems I can't find my readers, or my vision's better than others. And, you know, it does make sense because some days you're better than you are on other days. And, of course, lighting always does come into play. But my first guest is a natural vision improvement educator. His name is John Monroe, and he is a 20-year veteran with an incredible program. It's Dr. Deborah Banker's Natural Vision Improvement Program. Welcome, John, to Aging Info Radio.
Yeah, hi. How's it going today, Sue?
It's going well. I
Good.
love your program. It's very interesting. I'd like to know, let's just get right to it. What can be done to improve eye problems or being near or farsighted?
Right.
What do you see here non-surgically?
Well, I met Dr. Banker back in the early 90s, like 91, and I started working with her full-time in 1993, so I've been doing this over 20 years now. And she developed a self-help vision care kit, and it's basically used for improving nearsightedness, farsightedness, presbyopia, which is trouble reading small print, and we also use it for amblyopia, lazy eye. It's also used to help get more energy and blood circulation to the eye, which can help with eye diseases like macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, retinitis pigmentosa. We also work with glaucoma and cataracts. So there's a lot of different eye problems out there, but that's some of them. And it's for all ages. You know, adults get these kits, and they can learn how to use them and teach their children. I think the youngest boy working with this program is 4 years old. So it's for all ages. We've had people in their children, adults, seniors, people in their 80s and 90s work with this. And we also use attitude changes, lifestyle changes, environmental changes. We also go into diet, nutrition, supplements, herbs, vitamins, Chinese herbal medicines that we've been using for years. And we've helped reverse eye problems and halt the progression of them. If we catch these problems in early stages, the eye diseases and things, it's a lot easier to reverse them. And then depending on how strong your prescription is on your glasses and contacts and bifocals and readers, that determines how long it will take to eliminate your need for the glasses.
Which leads me to a question, John. I'm here with John Monroe. He is a natural vision educator with the Self-Help Vision Care Kit, Dr. Banker, drbanker.com. But I'd like to know, I'm real curious, glasses. So you wear a pair for a while, and then your eyes get weaker. And do they cause or accelerate eye disease?
Well, they let the problems get worse. They just help you see better, but they don't do anything to help the problem. And as your prescriptions get stronger and stronger over time, you're becoming more blind. So if you're nearsighted and you wear glasses to see far away, and you're getting stronger prescriptions every few years, you're just becoming more nearsighted. And farsightedness is also caused by the glasses. And then reading glasses are used for presbyopia. That's when you have trouble reading small print. And we find people using reading glasses, trifocals, bifocals, progressive lenses for 10 years or more, they start developing cataracts and glaucoma from using them.
Mm-hmm.
And near and farsightedness is caused by the 6 outer eye muscles that move the eye around. And if you look up or down, left, right, any direction you can move your eye is done by the 6 outer eye muscles. And they can tighten up and hold tension. They're the only muscle in the body that does this. So they'll tighten up a little bit, they hold tension, and then they start squeezing the eye, and it becomes more elongated. It should be round, say like a golf ball. But as these muscles tighten up and hold tension over time, they're squeezing the eye more and more, and it's becoming more and more egg-shaped.
So these exercises actually improve the circulation, and that helps expand it back out to where it should be, correct?
Well, it helps relieve the tension in the muscles. When you can improve blood circulation to the eye and the retina, that can help improve different retinal problems like macular degeneration and retinitis pigmentosa, diabetic retinopathy. But as you loosen the tension in these muscles, the eye starts going back to its normal round shape, and you start seeing better. And then we teach you why these muscles are tightening up, what you're doing to cause these to tighten up, and you stop doing that.
And what's that?
Well, anger, stress, anxiety, tension, fatigue, even lifting heavy weight incorrectly. There's a lot of things like that that could cause the outer eye muscles to tighten up.
How about staring at a computer screen?
Yeah, you see, when you're always staring at the TV or the computer, or when you're driving, you're always looking straight ahead, you're just not moving your eyes around much, and the muscles are just sitting there. They're not getting any exercise. Even when people want to look at something, they'll turn their head to look at it instead of just moving their eyes to look at it. So the problem with the eye muscles is they're not getting enough exercise. The tension's building up in them. And then when you use the reading glasses, bifocals, trifocals, progressive lenses, when you can't see good up close, it looks blurry, you run out and get a reader at the drugstore, you get some reading glasses from the doctor, and you put those on and you can read fine, you can see the print. But there's a muscle inside of your eye, it's called the ciliary body. It's a sphincter muscle. It's like a rubber band. And it goes all the way around your lens in your eye. It's behind the colored part of the eye, the iris. And that lens is in a sac, and then all the way around the outer edge of the lens is this muscle. It goes all the way around it. And whenever you bring something up to read it or look at something up close, your brain notices that, and it sends a signal to the muscle. It tightens that muscle up, and when it tightens up, it squeezes the lens, and it bulges out and gets thicker. So when the muscle loosens up, the lens gets thinner. When the muscle tightens up, the lens gets thicker, and that's how you focus up close. It's a focusing mechanism in your eye, and most people don't even know it's there. So when you go and get a pair of glasses, you put them on, you can see better, but the brain won't move that muscle anymore. It just sits there because you can see with the glasses on. So the glasses paralyze that muscle. And what we find is when the muscle tightens and loosens and moves around to focus, it secretes fluids out of the muscle that nourish the lens, brings blood, oxygen, and nutrition into the lens. So when you paralyze that muscle from moving, you're not getting the blood, oxygen, and nutrition to your lens anymore. And after about 10 years of this, you can start developing cataracts.
Well, this is so interesting. I mean, it always comes down to movement, moving, exercise, even in the eyeball.
Now, when that muscle tightens up to focus, it pulls on the Schlimm's canal, and that's a canal all the way around the iris, the colored part of your eye. If you look in the mirror where the white part of your eye, the sclera, meets the colored part of the iris, all the way around the iris is a drain. It looks like a fine line. And that's called Schlimm's canal. And that lets the fluid out of the eye. As the fluid builds up in your eye, it comes through the pupil and it goes through the cornea area and it drains out into the sclera, the white part of the eye. So when you have trouble with that drain working and it gets blocked up and the pressure builds up in your eye, it's called glaucoma. So the muscle inside your eye, when it tightens up to focus, it pulls on the Schlimm's canal. It tugs on it and opens it, and it moves the tissue of the canal and keeps it pliable and healthy. So when you wear the glasses, the reading glasses, and you paralyze the muscle, it's not pulling on the canal anymore. And that's not good for it. And after 10 years or so, you can start developing open angle, closed angle, or narrow angle glaucoma from paralyzing the muscle. with the glasses.
That's why they always say, as you get older, you're definitely going to get glaucoma. A lot of that comes down to not exercising your eye or using Dr. Banker's eye program. We're going to talk more about this. We're going to find out about acupressure points and how they are used to reshape the eye. Here with John Monroe, the natural vision educator. Go to drbanker.com and check out all the information on their website, and there's a lot of testimonials. This program is absolutely amazing. All right here on Aging Info Radio. Well, our show today is on eyes and ears, and we are on the eyes part with my guest, who is a natural vision educator, John Monroe, world of wisdom when it comes to eye health. Their program is go to drbanker.com. It's a self-help vision kit. And John, I would like to know, how about the acupressure points? Are these points around your eyes used to help reshape the eye?
Yes, they can help relieve tension in the muscles that I was telling you about, and it also helps get more energy into the eye to help the cells. When you charge up the particles in the atoms, the cells can start growing.
So when you learn the points that you use to press on, right, it helps to bring probably that blood flow back in too.
Right. There's a whole chapter on acupressure in the manual, and there's other acupressure points on the body you can work on. But there are acupressure points around the eye socket, the temple area, under the cheekbone. And we have a chart that shows you where they are, and you can massage them. You can rub them with your fingertip for like the count of 10, and you can press and release on them for 10 times. And it helps to relieve the tension in the muscles. And it works really well. You can also get pen lights, a blue pen light or a red pen light with an incandescent bulb. And you can put that pin light right on the point and hold it there for the count of like maybe 60, maybe a minute. And it puts energy from the light into the pressure point and goes into the nerve and the meridian and can go in and help loosen the muscles.
And relieve the tension. Now, what about simple eye exercises that we could do to improve our vision while we're say watching TV, or, well, you mentioned make sure you're moving your eyes watching TV, but walking or reading or eating or anywhere?
Yeah, most of our exercises in the kit, they're charts and drawings and things that you work with. But some tips are when you're watching TV, when a commercial comes on or something, get up and walk around a little. Look outside, move your eyes around. Don't just sit and stare at things like that. And on the computer, too, you should take a break every half hour for a few minutes and just get up and move around and look out the window and move your eyes around. And that can help your distance vision. And then when you're reading, or when you're eating food, if you look at your fork as you bring it up to your mouth to eat, that can help your near vision, your reading vision. It makes that muscle in your eye tighten up to focus on the fork. And there's all these little things you can do, like when you're walking down the street, you can outline your surrounding with your eyes and move the outer eye muscles around. And the reason people have trouble reading, the ciliary body in the eye I was talking about, it gets damaged from people staring at what they're reading. So if you watch someone reading a book, they hold it out in front of them one distance from their eye and they stare at it and read it. And the muscle will tighten up the focus, and then it gets stuck there the whole time you're reading. So what the Chinese do, we learned, is when they read, every few minutes, they'll move their head back a few inches. Then they read for a few minutes, then they move their head forward a few inches. And they just keep doing that when they're reading or on the computer or working on something up close. And every time you move your head back and you move your head forward, the muscle in the eye has to move to refocus. So it doesn't stay, tightened up the whole period of time you're reading. So you need to stop doing that, and that's what damages the muscle. That's why so many people are in reading glasses and bifocals and things in this country. It's an epidemic.
Now, diet, nutrition, exercise, well, we talked about exercise, supplements. How do all these come into play? Because if you go into a nutritional store, or a health food store, or even a drugstore, and look for vitamins for the eyes, it's pretty much overwhelmed.
Well, all your vitamins and minerals are good for the eyes. You want plant-based minerals, minerals from rocks. Your body doesn't absorb them. And then, there's vitamin D3 is real good for the retina. There's lutein that's real good for the retina. We use that for macular degeneration. Electrolytes, B vitamins. There's all types of things. Now I'm trying out this Arctic chaga. It's a mushroom that grows on the birch tree, and it's got 25 more times antioxidants in it than blueberries. And antioxidants are real good for the eyes. We use those to help improve cataract conditions and other things. So there's a lot of different things you can use, and coffee's full of tannic acid. Certain types of regular iced teas and black tea and chai tea have the tannic acid. And when you drink that, the tannic acid causes your blood vessels to tighten up and reduces circulation of blood in the kidneys, retina, brain, where all the fine micro blood vessels are and micro capillaries. And that's a big cause of macular degeneration is poor blood flow to the retina. Also, alcohol dehydrates the eye, can cause floaters and other retinal problems. Sugar is a big problem with the eye. When you eat a lot of sugar, you get sugar spikes. And then animal fats can clog up the blood vessels, plaque and calcium. So people don't realize they have these fine little blood vessels in their body, and they can get clogged up very easily.
Yes. Now, if somebody is nearsighted, sometimes that will contribute to a detached retina.
Yeah,
how does all that come into play?
Well, when your eye is normally shaped, it's round like a golf ball. And then as the outer eye muscles tighten up and squeeze the eye, it becomes more egg-shaped. It gets more elongated. In our manual, there's drawings of all these eye muscles and parts of the eye you can learn about, and there's drawings of a nearsighted eye and a normal eye. But as the eye gets more and more elongated and stretched out, the retina is the inner lining of the eye, and it's the thickness of tissue paper. So as the eye is getting more and more elongated, it's starting to put tension on the retina. And if the retina gets too much tension on it, it can actually tear, or it can get a big tear in it and detach. The fluid in the eye can work its way under the retina and just detach the whole retina. And if you ever see any flashes of light with your eyes closed or open, you're seeing these white flashes of light, that's a sign that there's tension on the retina. And if you ever lose a visual field in your eye, maybe part of your visual field is black or you can't see good out of it, that's also a sign of a detached retina. And you have to go to the doctor right away if you're having a detached retina. Go see a retinal specialist because you only have a certain time to reattach that retina so it will heal back properly and work again. So if you wait too long, the retina won't reattach good and you'll lose your sight in your eye.
Well, that's pretty heavy duty. So anytime you have anything going on like that, take action.
Right.
Now, you used a word, diopters. What is a diopter?
Well, diopters are the strength of your lenses or contact lens. It's usually like if you're nearsighted, it's going to have a minus sign for nearsightedness, and farsightedness, you'll have a minus sign in front of the number. So it might be minus 2.00. So that's the strength of your lens. And then if you're using your reading glasses or a bifocal lens, there'll be a plus sign in front of the number. So it might be plus 1.500.
So it's
that's what diopters are.
It's a technical word, but I want to talk about, so we have enough time here, John Monroe is a natural vision educator. We'll be here in October, here meaning the Chicagoland area, at the Hilton Hotel in Northbrook, and for a workshop. And tell us real quick, John, about the workshop.
Well, the workshop's from 10 a.m. in the morning to 6 p.m. at night, and it's all day. We take a break for lunch from 1 to 2. And it's for, I've had adults bring their 12, 14-year-old kids with them to the workshop, and they think it's great. And we go through the whole program. Me and my partner, Jeannie, she's a kinesiologist. We come out, and we actually do this workshop at a meeting room in the hotel. And the Hilton Hotel there in Northbrook's really nice, and that's October 15th. And if you go to our website and click on the workshop link, you can see where our workshops are. We do them in different cities. And if you go to the October workshop, you'll see where it is and the address. And there's also a description you can read about the workshop.
And do you get to leave with a self-help vision care kit?
Yeah, you get one of the kits at the workshop, and then you get the workshop's an 8-hour workshop. And most people are fascinated. Once they get there and see what it is, they can't believe it. You know, they come in there not knowing what to expect, but once we get going on this, they're just totally amazed.
Oh, that's so great. Well, thank you, John Monroe, and again, a natural vision educator, for being my guest today on Aging Info Radio.